So this is DAPO regarding save student data, right? అందరికీ ఒక విషయం. So next class will be on Monday. Okay. So we will start JDBC programming today, and we will start servlets from Monday onwards. Okay. So in the last session, we have seen registration, right? Student app. So this is recording registration. Okay. Let's write a login method. Okay. To some extent, I will write faster. Login first string username string pwd password. Okay. Public void. See, instead of void, we will take boolean. Okay. Let us see how it works. So what can we do at the time of login? Think as a programmer, login చేసేటప్పుడు ఏం జరుగుతుంది బేసికల్లీ? So what can we do? We need to fetch the data, right? We need to fetch the data. How can you fetch the data? Simply by calling fetch operations. Select a star from EMP. Okay. We will write a query. Yeah. This is login, right? Let it be sign. This is signing. Here we will call login method, where it is student service. See, inside this we have login method. Here we are taking serial number, username and password. Okay, I'm removing this serial number. Okay, so here I will try to call login method. Okay, we need to pass what? Username and then what? Password. Okay, so we cannot directly call the login method, right? First you need to have this class object. What is that object? SS. Okay, so use here SS dot login method. Now you can access. In turn, this method may remove return Boolean value. Okay. So here return, as of now it is false. Okay. We will change this value later. Okay. At default it is false. Here also we will write return false. Okay. A dummy value. Next. So this method will call this method. In turn, this method will call what? Call what? Get all students. See, ఇక్కడ ఉంది చాలా తక్కువ మెంబర్స్ కాబట్టి you may communicate directly. Okay, I have no objection, but don't sit silent. Okay. So get all students. See, getting all students is a waste of time at this point of time. Okay. See, we are getting all the data. Do you need all the data? See, getting all the data, is it required for login operation? No, you may take one more method. Get all students is this method. Get student by username and password. You can take one more method. Okay. Public void get student by what? You can take PW. See, I'm taking method like this. It is not correct. Means naming convention. So you will pass the username and password. Okay. Okay. Now you have to write the query. Prepare the query first. String get student by username and password. Okay. Oh, this select select the star from what is the letter is student. Okay. Student where username equals to username. Okay, this username is equals to this username. After that, prepare the query. change the query. His rank has closed. After getting that, pstmt dot execute query. Execute query. Now, what can you do? You need to fetch the data, right? We need to cross check whether the given username and password is matching or not. Okay, if it matches, then the user is already available in the database. Okay, else he is not registered, so please do registration. ఇలా మనం ఒక message చూపిస్తాం. So write the while loop, restart next of restart next. Now you need not to fetch all the data, right? So you need to fetch only username and password. See, we don't have any password column, right? If you observe, we didn't mention any password column in the table. Let's create the column called password in the table, and then we will fetch the data. Okay. Student app. Okay, we will add one more here. it should not be null. It should not be null. Apply. Okay, successfully executed. Finish. Now let's see the table structure. Refresh. See password card. So here we will write Raj 123. Okay. Here you can use Ramu 123. Apply changes. Okay, successfully executed, and password column is enter. Okay. Now, before fetching the data, let us store the data. Okay. At the time of registration, you need to last class మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా రిజిస్టర్ అయిన తర్వాత వెంటనే దే షుడ్ ఆస్క్ ఫర్ యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్ రైట్ హియర్ we have to create one more column called username. Okay, let's add new column. Okay, the column name is username. Okay, it should not be null. Apply. Now refresh this and refresh. User. Okay. We'll do one thing. We will remove this and we will try to insert the data by using the method. Okay. Okay, let's write one method. Which is nothing but you may not find this method name as meaningful. Create login details. This is public void. Here, take this connect class object and read the username and password. sc dot sc dot next. First one is username and second one is password. For this, we will save the student. Okay, we need to save the data, right? Username and password. So for that, we will write public void insert login details. Insert login details, you need to pass string username comma string pwd password. Here you will write a query. What method you will write? Save login details. Okay. Public void save login details. This method will take the so write query. What is the query? Let us copy this, Control C and Control V. Save log. This is insert query. Okay. Insert into student. After this, are you clear? ఇంతకు అందరికీ అర్థమైందా? And let me know how are you feeling about this application, this student application. Are you learning anything from this small application? No response at all. See, ఒకసారి జనరల్గా ఆలోచించండి. మీరు రెస్పాండ్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు కాబట్టి ఐ డోంట్ ఆస్క్ యూ అగైన్. సో see the login process or registration process. Here we are registering by using this data, right? ఈ డేటాతో డేటాని డేటాబేస్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తాం. See, this will go to register method. From here it will go to DAO method, right? This DAO method, it will save the data. ఇప్పుడు మన అప్లికేషన్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏంటంటే after saving the data it should ask for username and password. Okay, it will ask for username and password. Okay, no problem. We are taking one more method called create login details. Here we will read username and password, but the question is, whenever I try to call this method will read the data and in turn it will call this method, insert login details method ni call చేస్తుంది. But in turn it will call save login details method. Right? After this, okay, now how can I insert the data into the table? Insert into student. ఏ కండిషన్ మీద ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తాం? ఏ కండిషన్ మీద ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తారండి? I mean, on what base? See, insert into ఇది మొత్తం రికార్డ్ కాల్ మనం ఇప్పుడు ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయబోతుంది. జస్ట్ వాట్ యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్. ఓకే, యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ని మాత్రమే అప్డేట్ చేయాలి, నాట్ ఇన్సర్ట్ ఈవెన్, ఇట్స్ అప్డేట్. ఓకే, సో హౌ కెన్ యూ అప్డేట్? ఆన్ వాట్ కండిషన్? అప్డేట్ స్టూడెంట్. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఒక లాజిక్ అంటే we need a condition on what basis we will update the data. based on serial number or name or other number or what. So we need some key point to store the data. Are you agree with me? Okay, insert cell ante we need a condition. On some basis, we need to store the data into the data table, right? So a condition ఏంటి? So you need to know at least some value. అంటే రాజ్ నేమ్తో అప్డేట్ చేయండి, రాజ్కి యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అప్డేట్ చేయండి, లేదా రాముకు అప్డేట్ చేయండి, లేదా 103కి అప్డేట్ చేయండి, లేదా 101, లేదా సో అండ్ సో కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్కి అప్డేట్ చేయండి అని ఇలాగా మనం చెప్పాలి. హౌ కెన్ యూ మెన్షన్ దట్? At this time, you don't have any details. You have only username and password. These are not enough for that. So I will take serial number. Okay. Are you getting this? First, let me know. మీరేం చెప్పకుండా సైలెంట్గా ఉంటే నేనేం చేయలేనండి. ఓకే, మీరు రెస్పాండ్ అవుతుంటే నేను నెక్స్ట్ చెప్పాలా లేదా ఇక్కడతోనే స్టాప్ చేసేయాలా అనేది ఆలోచిస్తాను. స్టిల్ డోంట్ సిట్ లైక్ ఏ డమ్. ఓకే, okay, you are still silent. No problem. So I'm changing the logic. I will take the username and password here itself. Password. Here I will call this method. At a time we are going to store the data. Okay, entirely I changed the logic. So if both passwords are not matched, then should that please enter correct details. Password doesn't match. Okay. Here we will call this method. What is that method? Control C. So this doesn't require, just provide. Simply మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఈ యూజర్ నేమ్ ని పాస్వర్డ్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఇక్కడ పాస్ చేస్తాం. That's it. From here the control will transfer to what is this? This refers to current class object, right? Here we are seeing this, right? Current class lo unna object ni refer cheyadam మనం this వాడతాం. Okay, so here it will call that create login details. It will save the data here. Now from here the control must go to save login details. So take this method, so username and password. Okay, so it's DAO, right? Student DAO. So let us call DAO dot save login. Control Shift S and semicolon. Okay, so that it will insert the data. Where is there? So here. So now we need to update. Okay, let us see how updates will work. See, this is update query. Okay, just for a reference, put here and update. Update student. What? Set username is equals to username column. మనం కాలమ్ తెలియాలి కదా, యూజర్ నేమ్ PWD. Where S number, so we need to have the S number also. No. So ఇంకా ఇంత దూరం రావాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. See, explaining from starting. So రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనం యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్ కూడా అడుగుతున్నాం. సో దట్ At the time of registration only, data will be registered in the table, okay, or stored in the table. So at the time of registration, the control will transfer to register, okay. From here to the data will be moved on to save student. So here we will use extra queries. That's okay. Next here, set string. It is 8 s dot okay. So ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, it is not showing any suggestions, right? Set username and password ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏం చూపించట్లేదు. Why? Because at the time of registration we are setting the variables into student object, right? But మనం ఇక్కడ యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ని సెట్ చేయలేదు. ఎప్పుడు సెట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇక్కడ రీడ్ చేస్తాం యూజర్ నేమ్ని, ఇక్కడ కన్ఫర్మేషన్ తీసుకున్న పాస్వర్డ్ని. ఎప్పుడైతే యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అంటే ఇక్కడ పాస్వర్డ్ కన్ఫర్మేషన్ అవుతుందో then only we will try to call the method, okay. Before this method we will write setters, okay. We will set the username and password, okay. So s dot and we will have to add username and password also in the Pojo class, okay. Private string username comma private string password, okay. For these two things again we need to create setters and getters, okay. Right click, source, generate setters and getters, select all, generate, okay. So for reading and writing username and password we created setters and getters, okay. Now came here and try to s dot set username, right? First we will set username. Username is username, okay. Then s dot set password, okay. Password is pw. So we set the student data, then we will call register method, okay. So I'm cutting here. Pasting. Okay. So ఇక్కడ సెట్ చేసాం యూజర్ నేమ్ ని, పాస్వర్డ్ ని సెట్ చేసాం. దెన్ వి విల్ కాల్ హియర్. ఇక్కడికి ఎప్పుడు వస్తుందంటే when both passwords given by the user are same, okay. ఇంకా ఈ మెథడ్ అవసరం లేదు మనకి. So here the control transfers to this class, okay. Now you can get the references. Get username, okay. Here statement dot set string of 9 comma s dot get password. Then you will execute this, okay. So that data will be stored in the database. Let us see what's the error. Okay, so we don't need this method because we changed the logic. So we got some error. Set. This method is not required. Save. Here. Okay, we will see this. Okay. First, let us run this. What? Registration. Let us run registration so that we can know whether all the data is being inserted or not. Password doesn't match. Okay. We will use equals method. Save this and let's run again. Okay. That successfully completed. Let us see whether it is inserted in the table or not. See, data is inserted in the table. ఇక్కడ మనం రాయడంలో పెద్ద ఇష్యూ ఏం లేదు, బట్ ప్రీవియస్గా మనం చేసిన లాజిక్ ఉంది కదా, అక్కడ కొంచెం కంటెంట్ ఉంటుంది. సి వీఆర్ నాట్ అలౌవింగ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ టు స్టోర్ ద డేటా. అది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఆఫ్టర్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ మనం లాగిన్ డీటెయిల్స్ తీసుకుంటాం. ఇక్కడ అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ఓన్లీ వీఆర్ టేకింగ్ యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్. లాట్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ you will get the point why I changed the. Okay. Okay, successfully saved. So let us fetch the data. So how to fetch the data? By using username and password, right? So let us assume the username is unique. Okay, username అనేది unique గా ఉంటుందని అనుకోండి. Don't use password. Okay, changing this a little bit. You can write like anything. Okay, no restrictions. If you understand the code, you can write in your own manner. Okay. So I will change this method name also. Okay, get student by username. Okay, so I don't need any password here. Instead of star, we will use password. Select a password from student. Their username is equals to this username. Okay. Now I will okay. Sorry for the mistake. Let the password be here. I will explain why I am removing and why I am adding. Okay. So ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు నేను మళ్ళీ పాస్వర్డ్ తీసుకున్నానంటే బికాస్ హియర్ వి విల్ గెట్ యూజర్ నేమ్ రైట్. ఈ యూజర్ నేమ్ బేస్ చేసుకొని నేను ఏం చేస్తాను, డేటాబేస్ నుంచి పాస్వర్డ్ ని ఫెచ్ చేస్తున్నాను. అక్కడ ఫెచ్ చేసిన పాస్వర్డ్ ఇక్కడ యూజర్ ఇస్తున్న పాస్వర్డ్ సేమా కాదా అని తెలియడానికి మనకి పాస్వర్డ్ అనేది కావాలి. దట్స్ వై ఐ అగైన్ యాడెడ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అండ్ హియర్ అండ్ దెన్ హియర్. ఓకే, సో నౌ get string by using column name, right? What is the username column? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It is 9 and this is 8. Let's use small names here. Password. Okay. Now if un dot equals of username, similarly pw dot equals of pd. Okay, if both are equal, then use this duplicate. Do you understand why I'm getting error here? Because of local variable. Okay, okay, now we will check both these. And Okay, when both conditions are true, then we will say return true. Okay, we'll change this here. Boolean. Okay, it's return false. Okay, okay. Now, ఎందుకు నేను ఇక్కడ రిటర్న్ పెట్టాలంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆస్కింగ్ వన్ మోర్ రిటర్న్, రైట్? సో కంట్రోల్ ఫ్లో అనేది సరిగ్గా ఫ్లో అవ్వదు. సో దట్స్ వై ఇట్ టేక్ లైక్ దిస్. సేవ్ దిస్ మెథడ్. Now observe, this method is written in boolean value. It can be true or false. Okay, who is calling this method? Student service is calling this method, right? What is the method name? Get student by username. Login, right? Student dabo dot get student by username comma password, right? So what it will return? It will return the value, right? It will return some result of type boolean. So return that. This is it will return something. Now, who is calling login method? Here we are calling login method. So it will return some. Now check whether it is having true or false. Okay. If res successfully logged in. Okay. Else what? Please check the detail. Or username and password is not correct. Okay, so this is the main. Okay, so let us remove here. I don't require a bot. Now we need to call here. Okay, sapp dot, what is the method? Sign in, right? Sign in now. It requires two parameters, right? For that, you need to pass two arguments, username and password. Okay, let's create scanner class. system dot in sc dot next of. Enter user. Enter password. After that, sc dot next. Here. Now pass username comma pw here. Okay. Saving all the methods. Now data is already available, right? We will check whether Naga is available here or not. Okay. So let us see everything is fine or not. These two statements if constant. Okay. So sign in method will call here. So this method will call login method. Login will goes here. It is taking username and password and it gets student by username. So get student by username. It is taking username and password and fetch the username and password. And we will check whether the provided username and password is matching with the existing username and password. If it is matching, then we will use true, and otherwise we will return false. Okay. Based on this Boolean value, here we will know. Here we are simply transferring the logic. Okay. And here we are justifying whether he is logging in or not successfully. Okay. So let us run this program. Let us see the user. Okay, we entered wrong, right? Username is password and password is Naga. Okay, let's see. Okay, successfully we got exception. What is the exception? Maybe update query. So we are getting null pointer exception. Where we are getting null pointer exception? Student tab line number 69. Student tab line number 69. It's see we get an object, right? See. Unknown column field PWD. It is leading to null pointer exception. Okay, so we made mistake there. Unknown column user student tag student. Database name mistake. Say and let's run. Still unknown column naga. We will use prepare statement. Now let's Still index out of noise. So still exception. Which is fine. Do you identify any mistake? Why we are getting nine greater number of parameters? I thought this this might change the result. This is fine. Column name Naga not found. Okay. Okay. Finally we got. Okay. Well, here is, how many of you understand this error? How many of you understand this error? Let me know so that I can explain. This is what? ఉన్నారా లేదా మీ ఇంతకి? Okay, great. Sandhya. This is string, right? Then what about this? What about this? This is a variable, right? A variable contains what? Value. What is the value available inside this username? Nothing but Naga, right? Is there any column with the name Naga here? Any column name? We are not looking for column, we are looking for values inside the column, right? So here, if you make this as a string, then it will search for username. Okay, so under this username column, it will look for this value. Okay, so this is successfully logged in, right? Let me check for wrong data. please check the details because of this capital. Okay. Uh, how many of you know the methods of a string, which is nothing but equals ignore case? Do you know the methods of string? Equals ignore case. So what is the use of ignore case? So it will ignore the case of the string. Okay. So irrespective of the case, it will check for the equality. Suppose uh, if you take values like Naga, let me write some example here. Dot equals equals. This method will check for exact equality. Okay. And this method is, there is one more method, multiple methods are there. See here equals ignore case. If you search for equals ignore case, it will print these are true, means both are equal. Irrespective of case, both are equal. Okay, here with respect to case, both are not equal. Irrespective of case, both are equal. Okay, let us see. This is true and this is false. This is false. Why? Because capital Naga and small Naga both are different. Okay, but when compare this, it will giving true as a result. Means irrespective of case, both are same. Okay, that is the difference between. మీరు ఏదైనా లాజిక్ ని కంపేర్ చేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు కేస్ ని ఇగ్నోర్ చేయాలనుకుంటే దెన్ యూ కెన్ గో ఫర్ దిస్ మెథడ్. Okay, which is nothing but equals ignore case. At the time of username or password, case ని ignore చేయాలనుకుంటే you can use this method. Okay, any doubts up to this? Of course మీకు ఏం డౌట్స్ రావనుకోండి. Light. How do you feel about this application? Okay, so next class will be on Monday. Okay, everyone be prepared for servlets. So from Monday onwards, we will discuss servlets. Okay, which are used to develop a web application. Okay, so before that, everyone have a look at servlets, basic concepts of servlets. I will share this code to you. Let us see how to download this project. So no errors in the project. Just right click on this, import, Okay, no, not import, it export. Oh. File system. Desktop, you can select. Finish. These are the files. Okay, so where you can find the actual code means src. Okay, these are related to java files. Binary files means compiled files, .class files. Okay, you can see all .class files in the binary, but src related to .java files. Okay, you can see .java files here. Okay, ఎప్పుడైతే మనం కంపైల్ చేసేసి రన్ చేస్తామో ఇంటర్నల్లీ JVM will use this. Okay, all this, not Java files. Okay, you can download all these things. These are basic project setup. Okay, so let us open a drive and update. Okay, so I uploaded the code here. You can inside src you can find all the class. Even you can watch here, you can also copy or you can download even. So this is for today's class. If you really understand the code, you can implement the remaining things. Okay, I'm giving it to you as a task. Uh, if you can, you can do. Okay, wherever you get the doubt, you can just ask me. I will give answer or solution or suggestion. Okay, let us see how many will do and ask the question. Okay, so next class will be on Monday. Okay, hope you understand. So we will start servlets. If you have any queries, let me know. So no doubts as usual. Task is ఇంకా ఇక్కడ అటెండెన్స్ గురించి మనం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయబోతుంది. See, మార్క్ అటెండెన్స్ జస్ట్ నేను మెథడ్ మాత్రమే డిక్లేర్ చేశాను, బాడీ ఇంకా రాలేదు లాజిక్. ఓకే, create, I already told you, create attendance table, take serial number and attendance.